Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Dragon Quest X, where we tackle the 2.4 content. I know I said at the end of yesterday's stream that I was going to be able to tackle the content Sunday afternoon. I had to, but I tried to figure out why I was so resistant to say Sunday, and then I suddenly remembered late at night on Sunday that the reason I can't do it is because I have a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament on Sunday. I literally cannot do it on Sunday. So as it stands, the landscape is the following. I can stream later this afternoon. I have to relieve my mother to be able to assist her with babysitting my sister's child. I have Saturday unavailable because I have to do the only walk I'm going to be able to do before it rains for 8 straight days, plus the afternoon stream on Saturday. Sunday I've got the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Monday I've got a stream in the afternoon and I'm working in the morning. Tuesday I have a stream in the afternoon and I'm working in the morning. Wednesday I'm not going to be able to do anything because I'm going to be going over to my sister in the afternoon. Thursday I've got a stream in the afternoon. Friday I'm not going to be available because I have an obligation. I'm going to be helping my sister and her husband out. Saturday I'm not going to be available again because of the fact that it'll be the first walk I can do after 8 days of rain. And so the next time I'd be able to play this game and beat it would be May the 3rd. And I cannot think about this game for 9 more days. I just need it out of my life now. It's been fun, but it is massively overstayed its welcome. And so this is the only time I have to be able to tackle this. So we're going to tackle it, and we're going to get rid of it. If I could figure out any other way to do it, I would do it. I just don't think there's any other way. From out of nowhere, a voice can be heard. Hear me, guard as I, Falcon. Please to fill a mysterious goblet with creation and magic, you must enter the creation cave and defeat troll kings. Or troll kings should be around the center of creation cave in a place called the pathway to emptiness. Those inhabiting nearby creation cave should have amassed magic power in their bodies. Leave it to you, guard. Okay. We can't ride the dull board here, making this a pretty terrible dungeon. Not really, though, but it does suck that we can't ride it in fast travel. I think we've earned that right. Now, it has been a hot minute since I've done anything with the Cave of Creation, so I don't know the layout intimately. So we need to go towards there. Okay, so this teleporter is not where we need to go. I think this is the way out. There's no point in curing the poison until I know I'm going to be past all this. I don't know if I need to re-tackle any of the enemies, if any of them ended up respawning or not. Like, I'm going to have to recreate the path up to the center vortex or not. Thankfully, no. Okay, we just need to make our way to the center with the center of creation then. I don't know why this message is programmed to go off every time you enter here. Okay. I don't know if this is the right one or not. It is not the right one. We're only really going to have to concern ourselves with the poison damage when we actually get into an actual encounter, which we are going to try to very much avoid. So this will warp us to the next main area. Getting close. Oh. Okay, no, it looks discolored, but it's not like I had to fight something. Odd. Anyway, let me, get the... Is everybody squelched? I think they're all squelched. Okay, those are the, monsters we need to fight. I don't know how many we need to kill. I'm sure the game will prompt it. I knew he didn't have much left, that's why I did a normal attack. Return to Lord Falchion. So that is in, that's back at the Temple of Light. We don't have a fast travel there at all, do we? We don't. I don't know how to get there. Did the game ever tell me how to get there? Yeah, so the flute's probably not going to work until I zoom to someplace in Shulinderja. Let's just try going to Nalbia. And then from there, I'll try using the flute. Obviously, we have to fly to the temple, it's just that I have no idea where it's going to be. It's a very, very tiny and condensed map. Yeah, this says ride a flying dragon with the dragon flute to the Temple of Light. So hopefully I can find it. Okay, temple. 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 I don't see a temple listed anywhere on this map. Okay, that's Drakland Mountains. It's not what we want. That's the pyramid. Still not what we want. Ah! Okay, we just need to fly here. I made it way too hard. I'm gonna make sure my phone... Yeah. Had a feeling. It's unfortunately still needing to charge. so we're gonna do what we can here. We're waiting for you and the hero and Lucia. Thinking you would be returning soon. Seems the goblet of Goblet of Mystery is already filled with the magical power of the hero and our ally. Let's immediately remove the barrier left behind by the Great Demon King. For that to happen, the cooperation of both Lucia and your friends are essential. Now both of you concentrate your thoughts strongly towards the mystical goblet, which is filled with the magic of creation. That which is born from the power of creation by the power of creation shall return to nothing. With that, something that's cut off. Let's do this, guard. With our powers combined, I'm certain that we can do this. Guard, are you good? Pray with me. That which was born from the power of creation by the power of creation shall return to nothing. In the name of the hero and Lucia and guiding ally guard, O barrier that now blocks our path, be gone. Look, guard, the barrier was broken. Lord Falchion. I got too complacent. Let's see. Well, it says the Moki will follow. That's obviously not correct. The Corridor of Eternity. What we're now entering is the Corridor of Eternity of the Great King, Hell's Gate. The mental strength will be tested along the way. Please be careful. Everyone, let's go. This time it's the final battle against the Great Demon King. So, the guide doesn't explicitly say to enter. Using the Goblet of Secrets undid the barrier and passed the head through it. But I'm assuming that's what we need to do. Temple of Light, lower. Looks like everyone's tension's doing pretty well. Can't run from monsters, that's definitely in... So enter the first door. But we have no choice, it's the only way we can go. No fleeing. How are we doing resource-wise? I mean, decent, I guess. Big brother. Are we flashing back to the beginning? Are you okay? What's wrong? Are you okay? Probably is what. Yeah. So isn't it? Oh, Idiko. I thought she said Idiska. Abba-sama said it was okay for me to ride it. Right, Abby-sama? Ah, today is special. I never thought the day would come when I would be able to ride on the back of the village's guardian deity, Mr. Turtle. It's good to live a long life, isn't it? Let's go, Kate. We must give the others a ride as well. Hey, big brother, get on too. Hold on to the other handle. Guard cannot ride. Why? It is because you're not a living person. But do not fear, guard. You may too live with us in this village. So we are in Athene Village. You can't access your menu during this particular segment, it looks like. Good morning, guard. The weather today is very good. Oh yeah, what's the matter? Why the strange look? This village should be in ruins, burned down by the monsters. You must still be half asleep. You've been in the village since the beginning. There's no way monsters or anything could do that. Okay, so only some of the NPCs are actually translated, so I won't run around too many of them and talk. They're all basically gonna be like, what? You must have had a terrible dream. Oh, guard, looks like today will be another peaceful day. So thanks to you being in this village, I'm counting on you to continue helping us out into the future. So let's go to the church. Where Abba-sama would be. The Galapagod would be on that side outside of it. Yeah, no items, understandably. No Galapagod. What is it, guard? What do you say? Would you maybe like to leave this village? Why? What's the purpose of your journey? With this place, you can live happily ever after without worrying about anything. Take my advice. You're staying here forever. Forget about everything else. Got it? What, you've abandoned us? Are you serious about leaving from here? Yes. I see. You've set your heart on it to this extent, you say. If that's the case, I have nothing more to say. You have to follow your heart. As you are now, no matter what you leave behind, they are things you should do. You may go to accomplish those things. What was that just now? This is right, the Eternal Corridor, is it not? It cannot be, Magistress. It appears we are all shown separate illusions. Illusions of our individual desires. And Lucia. Well, if they wanted to go through my individual desire, they could have shown me the end credits, and I would have been like, do you accept this? And everybody, yeah, I'll live in this illusion of being done with the damn game. And Lucia. Okay, so Eternal Passage. Looks like we're gonna go on for a bit here. Boss fights coming up according to the guide. I need to carefully watch where I'm walking. We are without our party member here. Venus Tier is actually kind of huge. So no N Lucia. Oh, they got an ambush? Okay, they're not particularly insanely strong, which is nice. We're gonna do Giga Gash. We'll use Goddess's Grace as a just in case. I'll go ahead and use Garbage Collector. Phoenix Blade. We shouldn't have any trouble finishing this guy off. He just has a lot of health, but like really nothing else going on for him. Next Phoenix Blade should be it. Okay, I guess not quite enough. Am I gonna be and Lucia-less this entire dungeon? I wonder. I kind of stuck everything off the other characters on N Lucia, so I don't want to... Can it even undo other people's panels at this point? Probably not. This should end the fight with the Mucifer, though. I don't know if I'd even consider that a boss fight. Probably not. Alright, well in any event, let's go ahead and heal up. More treasure. At least it's pretty linear, which I appreciate. Probably a fight here. Looks like Togris Maximus, at least from Dragon Quest II, or at least a variant of it. We'll tackle him. That'll help at least kill the ads. Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that. Oh, he's just really weak. I was thinking he was gonna have as much HP as the Mucifer did, but no. He most certainly does not. Okay, another treasure. It seems to be a fight, a treasure, a fight, a treasure, a fight, a treasure. Or Yggdrasil leaves. Let me turn off my phone, make sure that I don't lose all the battery life for Google Lens. When do we get in Lucia back? I feel like it wouldn't be like right at the final boss, because then you won't have the ability to equip her. Team at arms. Ooh, I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, I'm not quite at max tension. I feel a little robbed. Now we are. Oh, he's dead! Oh, there's more. Okay. Thankfully, we have one more turn of Axis of True Evil, which might actually kill all these guys. Almost. Who's left? Oh. We'll kill one Great Troll. Not quite. Cancel shot. Sucks when it sucks. And this should end the fight. Anybody else? No, we're done. You know who really needs this experience? And Lucia. Okay, so are we done? Do we just... Okay, I see. I was just like, wait it out. Do we interact with this? We just interact with it. Enjoyment Road. There's the area over there. Everyone's MP looks pretty good. Guards in the last slot, which is good. Okay, similar type of look. The layout of this place is interesting because it's not going to be easy to just leave it, it looks like. I may have to, you know, if I were to like want to go back and save it an inn or something. Congratulations, guard! What you are now is a VIP of VIPs, a super VIP. You did it! As a perk of being a super VIP, you can play the casino games in here and win coins. So I'm thinking we need to get, is it 10,000 we need to get? We'll also give you 10,000 coins regardless of the coins you currently own. We issue 10,000 special coins. Unfortunately, roulette and poker are presently out of service and cannot be played. No, damn it. They knew what I was gonna do, which is poker. Go ahead and use it as you like. Alright, what are we actually doing? So, no poker. So just slots. Whoa. Look at the medals down there. Would have liked to have entered medal mode if this was not like a cinematic cutscene. I do like the Demon King Madagascar's style. It's like, oh, living in your hometown with everybody that used to die, that used to be alive, that's currently dead, and being in a state of disrepair, and having you live in a reality with all of your people alive and well, and you refusing to live in that reality. Okay, all right, you walked away from that. How about gambling? it's like that's I don't understand the logic there. Like, well, I guess that's more important than family and being alive. Okay, we won. Kina at the entrance. What do you think, guard? Thought about it, but you said you want to go home now already? Yes? What? The Super VIP perks will be lost once you leave here, right? And all 159,100 coins will be confiscated. You don't want that, right? I'll ask you one more time. Are you truly, really serious about wanting to leave this place? Yes. It's impossible to stop you any further. As expected of Guard-sama, you didn't succumb to all these temptations. I tried pretty hard, too. I've confirmed that the heart of yours is truly strong. You have permission to proceed. But be careful, what awaits you next is... where is it? That lovely junk. I think it's gonna auto. Yeah, I can't walk away. There's no arrow that I can control. Another illusion. This junky style. I like it a little. I knew it was an illusion. Lovely little cake he was. Okay, now I can take a quick break. Let me hydrate all of you. I'll be back shortly. So I'm gonna have to get more distilled white vinegar. That electric tea kettle I got in November, I've already descaled it so much just because of how much I use it. Yeah, they are going to keep Ben Lucia from me for a good while, I feel. Which is fine. None of the fights here are particularly scary. And everything's pretty straightforward and linear, which is nice. We're gonna approach it from behind. I don't trust it. Oh, okay. I was overthinking it. I was thinking it was gonna be like a trap floor. Okay, well that's for sure a fight. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Welcome to Whack and Thwack, population 5 enemies. Stun shot. They're all stunned. I guess we'll do Giga Gash. We're just gonna have to hope we don't get whacked or thwacked too heavily. Even if we do, I'll go ahead and use Goddess Grace. Air pollution. Pretty annoying, but the most devastating ability of Dazzle did not hit guard. We'll stun that guy. Not much Dustin can do being blinded like this. We'll Fixer-Upper himself. Oh, he can't. He can only do it on other people. Well, in the event, we'll work on getting our tension back up. Man, his Cancel Shot and Stun Shot are just so good. He's just such a good party member that just keeps paying dividends the entire game through. At first, like, the ability for him to take multiple turns and, like, do cancel, seemed like really, really good at the beginning. But it's invaluable for 2.0 content. Like, enemies are doing group attacks that hit, like, 300 to 500 damage to your party, and when there's more than one enemy, you absolutely cannot win. Like, no matter what buffs you do, you can't win unless you're able to mitigate the number of enemies that are attacking at once. That's the only way to handle really any of these fights easily enough. So Dustin just keeps getting better with age. He doesn't. I was thinking at some point, like, I really should maybe maybe Mael would be better to have because she also has Super Hustle Dance. It might be easier to mitigate her charm than his charm, but like no. He just has too many tools, which I really appreciate. We are going to do Stun Shot. Got one. We're going to punch this guy. Goddess Grace just in case. I know those guys can critical, at least the boss version of that guy did at one point. Okay. Let's go ahead and max out our tension. If we're lucky, we'll get a free turn. No. I do likely need to deal with this guy first, because if he's like the other versions of this enemy, he probably has the ability to Kazing back the other guys. Good work, team. It's actually really nice at this part of the game because I don't have to constantly glance at the guide I've got. It's so painfully linear. I can just walk and get through this. Do we even need the door? Can I just not just like do this? I cannot just do that. I have to walk through the door. Fine. Another door. No treasure. And Lucia might be at that spot. I'm wondering if that's like the end or not. Well, that's in Lucia's hand. Welcome, guard. I thought that I'd meet you right here. Can we move to a different location? Let's go out to the terrace and talk while enjoying the breeze. You might think it's too late now, but I want to tell you properly once. Thank you. At first I was called Mishua, but I was kidnapped by the monster with a huge hand. But you helped me along with Raska. And even jumped into the world and to help me, you even jumped into the world of my memories, not knowing what would happen or what would occur. It was none other than myself who sealed away the hero's memories. If it weren't for you, I would have died as Mishua. Thank you so much, guard. To me, you're the true hero. Always by my side, a brave warrior who fights for me. There are many other people who feel the same way about you. Wouldn't it be so great to live together? We've already prepared a nice place for that. Let's go, guard. Guard, hey guard, wake up! Before you knew it, you seemed to have fallen fast asleep. Guard woke up. Lisa Lot, so we are in Falsaled? I've always been with, my dream has always been to live with Guard. It's finally come true. I've always thought if I had an older brother instead of a younger sister, I'd want one like you. You can call me, hey, could you try calling me that? Yes, brother. I'm sorry, guard. I called him Big Brother. I accidentally called you Big Brother. I was hoping we'd become a real family. Mael. The guard said, "Oh well, I'm starting to feel embarrassed." If you'd like, please come closer. I'm inexperienced, but please be kind to me. I'd be so happy if you'd call me my name or something like that. Basically, this is your, I guess all the female characters of the game are going to be here. I assume if you chose a female main character, you'd have Huza, you'd have Dustin, you'd have Raguas here. But instead, like, it's basically every character that is female that's really ever shown any interest in you is here. Including the 200-year-old sage. Even Lunana is here. We're gonna ignore her. Where's Aunt Lucia? Is she at the pier? We can't ride the doll board. My one true love. What is it, guard? Maybe you're thinking about that canoe? Yes. You can use that canoe to leave this isle, but you don't want to leave us behind, do you? No. How cruel. Hey, won't you reconsider? Forget about the other places. How about we all live here together? No. You see, even after saying all this, your mind won't change, will it? You've come this far, so I knew you'd overcome this and aim for the top, undeterred by any temptation. We're merely an illusion created to keep you here. But everyone, your relationship with them... they've all been guided by fate to be here with you. Come on, don't go, guard. You have many people's futures relying on you. Don't forget that. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's just my other computer that lost internet. This one, thankfully, did not. Okay. So, we only have to make it to that little claw over there. Any other chests? I don't think there are any, thankfully. Alright, series of battles. Series of battles with multiple enemies. that made my Siri in the battle Siri phone react. So how many at once are going to show up? Quite a number of them. Not a big deal. We will charge tackle Psycho Master. Garbage Collector Alphen just in case my Phoenix Blade is not going to kill it. And we get to act again. Cancel Charmer. Everybody gets stunned. Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, we can Giga Gash. Get wrecked. And then Kaswishel. Charged Tackle B. Got Juggling. We'll use our Giga Gash again. Who's next? Okay, I know you from the, what is the name of that? The Multi-Thrust. Bohemian Smile. Great damage. Boost attack and defense full ally. Oh, okay, Blessings of Magisters. It's like the, it's like that one, Brownie boost move from Dragon Quest II. HD2D. In any event, I don't need to use any of these. I will just use Goddess's Grace in case. Charge Tackle. Okay, good. I can fit in one more Scorched Earth. And we get an extra turn. We're not at 50%, so I can't get to full boost. Unless Guard gets hit right now, I'm going to have to use Tension Boost to get to the max tension. Axis of Evil. Stun Shot. Got one. Tension Boost. I'll have to use a number of MP items probably right before we get to the final section. Giga Gash. It is a shame that the damage does seem to get capped easily. And who's left? I'm just gonna assume this guy can probably whack. Okay, he apparently resists the elemental property of Hughes' weapon because our damage is way too low. Alright. Oh, he's almost dead. Never mind. Again, it's always... I've just... With 2.0 content, I'm just going to assume everything is a threat. Night Clubber is here. Give him an auto revive. Charge Tackle. Our critical rate has been raised, so we should be seeing some probably around 75 to 8,000 damage from this. Would have been more if we could have gotten the extra hit there. Raguez is level 98. Got Wing of Bat. Okay, go to the Gate of Abyss. After an event is a boss battle. If you defeat it, you'll go to the next boss battle in a row. If you lose, you'll start over from the first battle. Okay. Let's think about how I want to do this then. Let's go ahead and use our lineup. We'll take Fura in. I am going to have to get my MP items ready here. Let's go ahead and use, say, about 10. Oh, okay, interesting. So the game auto-corrects and says if we can fill the MP with like 7, we'll just use 7. We've got you. Which I think is really good quality of life. I don't think I've run into that exact situation before. Let's see, 2. Should be plenty. Guard's not really going to be dipping into MP too much. For, okay. We still have tension. Barely. Like, Dustin is not even able to do, the junk shot. But that's okay. We'll do the very best we can. Now, Fura does not have a single panel on her. Not anymore. Okay, so you can't interact with them. Phantom Hall. We'll say this is kind of a cool final area. I like it. Okay. There's I think that's Lucia's spirit moving up towards that. Anyway, I think we're at the ending. Am I incorrect about that? Oh, okay, so we haven't gotten to the Gates of the Abyss yet. Okay, I was about to say, we don't even have an Lucia yet. There's no way. A third illusion? She was still a baby and there were mountains of lovely junk. It was just those two things? If I had a third illusion or something, it must have been so boring that I can't remember nothing. No mistake in it. Oh, okay, we can just keep walking. I knew that. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume there's gonna be a boss battle. I'm a little worried. We don't have Lucia yet, and according to this, we're about to fight the final boss. So, like, when is your opportunity to equip Lucia? Do you just not have one? That's good. It looks like you made it here safely, too. Yeah, okay, I'm having trouble getting it to translate. There are various tempting things, but
私は立ち止まっていられない。前に進まなきゃと思って振り切ってきたわ。
I just couldn't stand still. I pushed through because I knew I had to move forward. Same reason I'm playing 10 this early in the morning.
私は子供の頃に戻って城にいたの。
But in the end, I was back in the castle as a child. There was also my kind older brother Toma. I'm wondering if he's probably going to be a boss fight too, isn't he? Even stays like this forever, I thought it might be nice. That's when it happened. I suddenly saw you. I followed you. That's how I was able to get here. You guided me. If I hadn't seen you, I might have succumbed to temptation and wandered forever in the eternal corridor. I'm so glad you're with me. Let's go, guard. The great demon king and Brother Toma should be waiting for you up ahead. And Lucia once again has joined the party. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get everybody back in. Line up. This way. And Lucia. Fortunately, she gained none of that EXP. At all. Oh, HP can break 999? What? Wait a minute, hold on a minute. Wait a minute, since when has that been a thing? Okay, let's take a look at our final lineup here, because apparently we're going into a boss rush for endgame. So, well, before I do that, let me run to the bathroom. Let me take a quick break. Alright, kind of at first glance, one of the things I am questioning. Let's go to Dustin's panel. He has an HP panel here. His HP can, I mean, if I were to upgrade this to level 5, I'm wondering if his HP increase is probably going to be like 150. He's got by far the lowest health of anybody here. He really, you know, is not going to be able to survive any sort of critical hit. He's really the only person who's going to be able to do any meaningful healing with my party right now, especially group healing. And Lucia is not doing as bad as I feared, having come back from the party without any ability to really level her or affect her tension. Her tension's fine. I am worried about Dustin's going into this boss gauntlet. He doesn't even have enough to do the junk shot once. But this is our final build. We've got and Lucia with her Sword of Judgment, Celestite Great Shield, full Valkyrie gear, and her monocles. Dustin's got his wristbands, his Angel Hammer, the Dry Spell Shield, and full Performer gear for extra charm. I suppose an argument could be made that there may be better builds for, additional defense or things like that, but everything is going to do like 1 billion damage anyway. Defense is not really going to be as important as just being able to heal back like tremendous amounts of damage. Husa has the Valanga Axe, which has the opportunity to paralyze enemies with a 2% chance, which if you pair with a Cut Above is actually kind of huge because it has a 2% chance with 6 hits. So that's actually really, really good. It is Ice Elemental though, so if an enemy resists ice, he's a little bit cooked. And enemies in general just tend to resist paralysis, so even though you have a 2% chance of it landing, that still doesn't mean that an enemy just can't shake it off anyway. So we're not going to be seeing paralysis really hardly ever, especially in these boss fights. I don't think we're ever going to see it. And then of course our hero's ally Guard, decked out with 2 Swords of Judgments, full Crimson gear, and the monocles. So we are ready to go. I think everybody is, pretty much ready to go here. There's the Abyss Gate before I step forward. Just gonna peek for any chests. Just in case. I had no idea that you could have over 999 HP. I guess it makes sense if you have if you have a game that's going to be going on beyond just the 2 quests that are offline here. Eventually 999 just doesn't make sense as a limit. There's probably even quests that break the 99 level limit if you just keep going. I'm sure that there's ways to just keep justifying the grind if you just look beyond the scope of 1 and 2. It's just I don't know what's out there. This is the limit to the false hero's power, it seems. It seems that only the power of a hero can break the seal on Hell's Gate. Well, that's fine. Looks like the person we've been waiting for has just arrived. Welcome, brave warriors. I am the great Demon King Metaskora, challenger to the goddess of creation. Desperately wanted to become a collaborator in the creation of my world. Now let us join hands and achieve this miracle. What are you saying? I came all this way here to defeat you. After all, let's see here. I guess you still won't understand. Even a hero is, in the end, just a tool. He cannot possess the heart to understand art. then that's fine. It's pointless to try to understand tools. Come, O false hero Toma, convince your sister to give me your support as well. Big brother Toma. And Lucia, coming this far, you have become stronger, as expected of the true hero. But no matter how much stronger you've become, to make an enemy of the great Demon King Metascora, the likelihood of winning against him is 1,000,000 to 1. Moreover, you too should come over to the Great Demon King's side. There's nothing for us to fight over. Let's continue to support each other, as siblings. You don't have to do this, big brother Toma. There's still something I need to protect. I am a hero. As a hero, I will defeat the Great Demon King here. If so, you are my enemy. For the sake of my lord, I will obey my master's will. It's truly heartbreaking to see fighting like this. But this is for the sake of true creation. Toma, your final role is my tool. Even my opponent's Toma-san, I can't back down. Guard, everyone, lend me your strength. Alright, here we go. Let me make my TV louder. Okay, and Lucius not playing around. Sure, tension's maxed, which is fantastic. I needed it to be. Considering I didn't have him controlled for like 75% of this dungeon. We're gonna try to charge tackle. Well, we were going to try. Is he just programmed to dodge everything? No. We were just really, really unlucky. Alright, this is their final Phoenix stance, unless we get an extra turn. We did not. Phoenix stance. Phoenix stance. Oh, I think she would have had the ability to gain extra tension. That's what the miss was all about. Good work. We'll use the cut above. No, we won't. No, we won't. We're actually going to use attack attacker. Even if the attack 2 stages doesn't work, it'll reduce damage from whatever he'll do. Or it won't. Usually that effect always goes through. I'm surprised that property isn't. I think it's better with Dustin with his 710 HP to just defend. If I don't know what the boss is going to do, I'm just going to defend. Time to get Scorched Earth, get our tension back up. Reminiscent Curse. And Lucia's shocked. Exorcist Shield. Full Spell Guard, and Lucia's in pain. Looks like the cancel. I don't know how long the cancel will be in effect for. I might just have Dustin. I might just have Dustin use Fixer Upper, quite frankly. I don't know what he hasn't really done anything yet. I don't know what he's capable of doing. We got the less damage property to go on. I'll Fixer Upper and Lucia just in case that effect down is not permanent, or is going to be the cancel as an extra turn. I don't want her to run out of her limit break, especially since I want to use her hero's ability. Selfless Heart. Okay. Well. Can I even stun him when he's in a state of super high tension? I don't know. That's a tough one. I want to say no. We can't use Heroic Light if he's in this max state. Until we Morale Mash her first. We didn't get our second attack, so we have to do it next turn. And that was with True Attack Attacker to reduce damage. Had we not done that, Huza would have been killed just outright from that. Are we at a point where we can try doing Cancel Shot again? I don't know. Well, we tried. Oh, great. That is not what we want. Rip in peace, Dustin. Tension boost. We got the extra turn. I kind of want to heal Huza. This is actually kind of getting ugly. I needed to be able to use Heroic Light, and I'm kind of far behind. And Lucia, as strong as she is, her agility is miserably bad. You just can't do... You just can't expect her to get a turn before bosses anymore. Anyway, with his rage, it's going to be kind of an interesting... Oh, we're fine. Okay, bye. Alright, well then, I'm not going to feel bad about doing this. We'll just make sure everybody gets topped off here HP-wise. And Phoenix Dance should kill him. Yeah, we just needed one hit of it. So that's one boss down, and I think we have 3 left. Now, as to whether or not those bosses have additional forms in them, I don't know, but I'm trying not to spoil myself. I'm trying not to know what they do. It's more fun that way. Except maybe not more fun, because if we die, we'll have to do all the fights over, won't we? Toma's already one of my subordinates. He won't be dismissed by an attack of that magnitude. I think he will. I mean, I've got more. I could have Phoenix played it again. Big Brother Toma. I will try to translate what I can see. I'll free you from the curse of the Demon King. Now the tough part is Lucia's gonna have zero tension going into the next fight now. It appears to have gone according to my plan. You're carelessly throwing about your hero's technique's powers allows Toma's body to absorb it. I am shocked that nobody died in that boss fight. Like, Hyuza got close. Had he not done True Attacker to have the lessened damage effect, he would have been killed by the full tension move. With this, even a fake hero should be able to break the seal on Hell's Gate. However, it'll only be a one-time ability. I do as my master bids. Just very, very slowly. No, despicable to do such a thing to someone. Enough useless things such as yours. I must dispose of you unnecessary tools. Oh, great forces of darkness, I make an old contract, but give me strength according to the ancient covenant, or something to that effect. Something, something, Kingdom Hearts, fill me with the power of darkness. Now I could remake the world as I wish. Hero perish in the abyss as the fountain of my great creation. Alright. Before we do that, let me, from this point forward, and Lucia needs to be added to the battle lineup. I just assumed that automatically, so I've just made her a permanent addition anyway. It is going to be pretty miserable to have exactly zero tension with her. If he creates illusions, if there's statuses I need to dispel, if there's a barrier I need to put up for a super move, if there's anything, in any way, shape, or form I need to do, I can't do it right now. I do have, like, I think level 5 the tension up with an attack. I think that makes it a 12% chance to get it, which is slightly worse than 1 in 8. But given how often she can attack twice, with her 21 reactivation rate, plus the 21 from the 2 monocles, gives her effectively a 42% chance to take an extra turn. So if we're lucky, we can effectively make it almost a 1 in 4 chance to get tension per every time she attacks. But there's a lot of math that has to make that happen, but we'll see. The moral of the story, there's also the possibility of her getting tension at the very, very beginning of the fight, given one of her panels on her grid. We're going to need all that luck, and more, probably. During the battle, you can't remove Lucia from the lineup. The game benevolently fully heals you, which is really nice. That's actually part of Metascora's ideal world, I guess. Part of the contract. He didn't read the terms and conditions, and the last clause there was we get full healed. Alright. So Guard still has full tension, and Lucia can't do anything. We're gonna try to charge tackle and hope it works. Thank you. And we act again, so we're gonna go ahead and go straight to a cut above. We're gonna God Juggle. We're gonna go ahead and Phoenix Blade. Unless we get a reactivation, our tension is done for this round. Yeah, we're done. So we're gonna hope for the 12.5 rough chance to get the tension up from doing this. Did not get it. Time to do True attack attacker. We got the secondary effect of doing less damage, which is the most important. We're just gonna assume, so Lucia's definitely gonna probably be outsped before she gets a turn. I guess the question here is what I want to do now. But yeah, because enemies right now are just walking up and slowly attacking. It'd be funny if the final boss just slips on a banana. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and I could defend too. We're just gonna go for damage. We're gonna Scorched Earth to build up tension and hope we get a reactivation. Good critical. Yeah. No, we're not getting any of the tension up, sadly. Cloth of Darkness. We can't do anything about it. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. We have no tension. I can't dispel that. And I may never be able to dispel it before he kills me. I don't have anything that can... I mean, I can... I can use critical arts once I have 100 tension with him to try to help give Aunt Lucia more tension. But right now, it's kind of going to be rough. I'm assuming everything is just going to fail. The damage decrease went through. But, okay. That's fine. I mean, that's the most important part, I guess. I can't do anything right now, which sucks. We'll defend with you. Can I at least get my attention up? Yes. Okay, so power of the breath. Okay, so at this part of the fight, she's just going to gain it. There is no point in putting her in danger. I'm gonna... I could do Wholly Impregnable. Things like Insulatal and Magic Barrier really don't seem to do anything noticeable, is the sad part. I'll do Phalanx. Now we're in our state. Okay, that... I forgot that we could get the reactivation, so that worked out well. Heroic Light is queued up. So let's go ahead and go for mega damage. Got a couple of free rounds here. Tension boost. No reactivation. That's okay. I think we have one more round after this, because it's a very slow flickering with the cancel. So I think we're good to be a little aggressive here. Oh, we got the reactivation, yes! Okay, she can move now. So he's in the yellow. We're gonna go Grafalcon. Oh, I was wrong. His damage is reduced. His damage is reduced. We're kind of fine. Phalanx putting in work. I don't even think Charge Tackle will work at this stage, but I don't think it matters. Do we even need a super hustle? I think we just need a regular hustle. Yeah, regular hustle's like plenty. This should kill him. Oh! No, he did not die from that. Got a little too complacent there. Scepter Ball. Dustin's been cursed. That's okay. The fight's basically over this round. Because this Phoenix Dance will kill him. The bad news is we have to rebuild her tension again for the next fight. Let's get... Oh, here, this is how you expect her to surpass me. Let me get the Google Lens running just in case. Especially since it's there's no bottom arrow, meaning the text is really going to start to auto-advance if I don't move fast enough. My ambition is now about to be achieved. Brother! The fact that she gets Power of the Brave, even when she has a reactivation, is really huge. O Spirit of Creation, O tremendous power, grant me your power in response to my wish. This is merely of power of power. If I can obtain the power of the spiritual core, then I'll surpass even that of the goddess of creation. The world being were made according to my will, and we praise as a new creator God. Behold the transformation of the world. Okay, loading. Cutscene? Yeah. Well, we absolutely cannot lose here. If we lose here, it's gonna be a huge time sink. Does Guard have any limit left, or was that the last round he had? I know the Battle Master can retain tension for a while, but I don't remember how many turns we had of full tension. If we have any left, it's probably one more round. This is the... Power of the Spirit's core. How terrifying. Still, I won't lose. Even after seeing this, you still stand up to me? That's quite admirable. But what can you do in the face of this obvious difference in power? This is a pretty good boss rush, but I think the 2.1 ending boss rush was like it felt way more, like the stakes felt way higher. It was like it was so crazy difficult. But I mean, this is good too. This is not going too far. Has it passed? Next time I'll go a little harder. How amusing. Thank you, Guard. I'm okay now. Absolutely will not lose. Guard, You're the same, aren't you? It was always you who showed me to have the courage not to give up. I'm so glad you're my ally. Together we can face any formidable enemy. I believe we can win. That's a bold statement, but in the world I created, your power is completely useless. I want to test this immense power using you. Make sure you don't break too easily. I just hope you can, you know, I like the idea lore-wise of just like a random boss that's like a towering, you know, 30-story boss just being brought down by like Dustin Slingshot, just going like cancel shot, doink, like right between the eyes. What's going on in the background? Is that like the Grand Tidus? What is happening back there? I have no idea. I mean, what is that? That's like giant cannons just flopping in the wind. Okay, so when Lucia's got her, you know, if she gets hit, she's gonna gain tension. It's definitely huge. I wish I had 100 TP right this second, because I could put Lucia into basically have the ability for her to use the Heroic Light immediately. Yeah, so charge did work. God Juggle. Okay, yeah, so guard is not going to get... I'm seeing him rapidly flash, so he's going to have to build up tension. That's a shame. I thought we had like maybe one more turn, but we had a lot of Phoenix Blade going in that last fight. It's fine. If we can get reactivation on this, that'd be huge. Oh! That means we're basically one tension boost away of having max tension again. So Falcon Slash. Good sets of criticals. Oh, when we got the tension boost from it. So she's about there. We're gonna have to just do True Attacker. We got the less damage ability, which is the one, of course, we're always aiming for. It seems like virtually no enemy has a resistance to that. Let's get max tension. Okay. So what would be amazing? It's not gonna happen. Is we get the Falcon Slash, it maxes her tension, and she reactivates. That would be the power play. We got the reactivation, but we did not get the max tension. That's fine though. Lullaby. Ooh, worst character he could have hit with that. Absolutely do not like that choice at all. We're gonna True Attacker to reapply the debuff. I'm gonna Fixer Upper to hit guard. I'm gonna go ahead and Phoenix Dance. Oh, the reactivation, yes! We're gonna go ahead and use Heroic Light. And we'll go ahead and go straight to a cut above. Phoenix Dance. Oh my god. The RNG, all the RNG. He's still in the white from all that? How many Phoenix Blades have we done? How is he still in the white? Oh my goodness. I mean, this should bring him to the yellow then, right? What? Three turns. 3 turns with a reactivation. There must be a story element to this fight. There's no way in the world he's still white. There's no way in the world. He's taken... This guy's taken like 40 to 50k, like 40,000. How much HP does he have? I think there's something else to this fight that I'm not seeing yet. World making. That must be it. Oh, his actions have increased. So, did everything I just did... So, in other words, I had the best RNG in the entire world, but I used it a turn too early. That sounds like something I do. Can I charge attack? Yes, I can. We got the reactivation, but... Unbelievable. I'm gonna have to show that to Alex. I can't believe it. Like, I did, like, everything right and I got robbed anyway. So, does each phase, like, have a certain amount of HP? That's the 4th reactivation. What is happening? Wait, whoa. Whoa. 3rd turn? Why do I have a 3rd turn? Why am I going again? Wait, what? I just took 3 turns. I just Phoenix danced 3 turns in a row. He's still got white text. I don't understand what... I think I'm probably just wasting time doing all of the damage I'm doing then. I probably killed this guy like 2 times over. Just I guess this isn't what I need to do. I'm gonna just go ahead and we'll just go ahead and do a base hustle dance to get everybody's HP back. We'll Scorched Earth to get our tension back up. Why? Why am I getting this many turns? Okay, we're about... Next turn, I'll get my max tension back up. So is he gonna world make something else? Yeah, he's gonna do... Okay, so, like, when can I actually kill this guy? Because I think I've killed this guy, like, 3 times over. Friends and foes are now susceptible to bad effects. Can I tackle him again? Want to see me do it again? I don't understand. Dustin can act again, and he will. Why not? Okay, so tension boost. If I get reactivation again, I mean, there's no. I mean, I should only have a 20% plus chance of getting it. Yeah, there we go. Now that's what should happen. I shouldn't have another turn. But what happened when I got 3 turns? It's like whenever I was fighting God in Dragon Warrior 7 and Dragon Warrior, and he had 5 attacks 1 round, which he's not supposed to have. The only thing I can think of is, does his innate Battlemaster ability and the eye patch, do they have like separate roles for each rather than just aggregating together? And it just happened to get the low chance of the Battlemaster and then the chance from the but that shouldn't work that way. That's a little too broken if it works that way. I don't know. In any event, it's in Lucia's turn, so Falcon Slash. Time to go ahead and use True Attack Attacker. We didn't get the reduced damage, which is the first time we've not had that. This is just such a weird fight because I don't know what decides how the fight advances. It's clearly not kicking his ass. It's clearly something else weird. Alright, so the Falcon. We're just not getting any tension with her, which is unfortunate. Cracker Whack. So that's gonna... Yeah, that's gonna screw us up. But thankfully, him getting knocked down does... And getting max tension. Anytime you get max tension... from a hit that's going to knock you over, once you get max tension, you're brought back on your feet. That's kind of a nice little defense mechanism. Or whatever you want to call it. It's nice. Whatever it is, it's nice. Him knocking everybody down is not, however. I don't have anything that's really going to bring everybody back up. I can transfer my limit to other people to give them 50 TP, but I don't know what really the best option here is. I do know... Yeah, I do know what the best option is. I'm gonna have to Ultra Medicine Dustin. It sucks, but like... Okay, the activation's kind of important. I could try to do Charge Tackle, but I think we're fresh from a Charge Tackle and it won't work. It worked! Okay. If I can't have a turn, you can't either. So, now we're back at this state. We're gonna go ahead and do True Attack Attacker. Less damage. Effect has been activated. We'll Super Hustle. Okay. This may be the last round we can Phoenix Dance. Before having to build it back up again. Whirl Falcon. He's world making again, so next phase. Damage dealt to everybody's been increased. Oh boy. It looks like we do get the extra turn. Really, the damage increase is not really going to affect Guard, because Guard's already maxing out his damage. So it's a shame that the tension moves have built-in limiters as to how much damage you're able to do with them. Like, I can only do 1999 per swing with Phoenix Blade no matter what. Even if Aunt Lucia uses Heroic Light to just kind of, like, bring them down to, like, virtually nothing, that's still what's going to happen. Charge Tackle again. It did not work. Garbage Collector? That's not good. He's just basically got raw strength. He's not debuffed in any way. everybody's gonna take more damage this round, so I needed to have... Yeah, we may game over now. All because we didn't understand the rules of this fight. Just kind of made them up as it went, which I'm not really sure I like. Good block. Magic Circle. So are we like, is this... Oh, interesting. Oh, it debuffs agility 2 stages? I don't like that. I mean, everything else is debuffed like 1 stage. It's a massive dragon indeed. Welcome, Sil. Hope you're doing well. I think this is gonna be pretty limited with our damage. Yeah, we're capped there. Oh, he's in the orange. Can we get the cancel shot to go off? Can we? Finally shocked him. Power of Impurity activated. Yeah, everyone's got debuffs active. It's rough right now. Just gonna keep building up our tension. Speed of, yeah, so it just continually debuffs me. We're gonna true attacker. Oh, we got the critical. We didn't need it, but we'll take it. Cut above. We're just taking so much damage right now. So I'll go ahead and, even with our speed, massive heal. Cracker whack. Okay, we lost a round here. We'll have to heal. The debuffs are sticking around for a while because it reapplied for a bit. It looks like they're about to wear off of Dustin. Several other characters. Yes! Although I think there's another form beyond even this. Okay, that didn't do as much as I thought. Magic Burst is like, if you see Magic Burst, your jaw should drop to the floor. Because it is like the scariest thing. So we're gonna go ahead and I think at this point we need to try to do true attacker again. Super hustle. Yes, so the debuffs are about to wear off. I could do Hero's Heart to like cure all of this, like right now, but I just don't think it's needed. Godspeed for Frizzle. Critical Godspeed for Frizzle. That's pretty rough. Okay, all the debuffs are gone. We're gonna go ahead and bring her back. Dustin's gonna super hustle, full heal. Quite a lot. Unholy Breath. Oh. Okay, Dustin's the only one who's not paralyzed. Oh, he's cursed though. Oh, he's cursed. There's a chance I might lose my round here. Looks like Huza's paralysis is about to end pretty soon. And Lucia and guards, though? Not really. The thing is, I want to use my limit, but because I'm dazzled, there's a chance it'll miss. Ooh, we lost our turn. This is as bad as it can get right now. And he attacked my healer. So... I'm cursed. Oh, I lost my limit. Oh, I got reactivation. No, I got cursed twice in a row? All the luck. Yeah, we're pretty cooked right now. I can only heal, like, less than 200. We got the separate action. Unbelievable. Yeah, we had the fight, but we just completely lost it. We're gonna go ahead and use Angel Wind on Lucia. It's okay though, she does have an ability that lets her survive at 1 HP. The thing is, we had this fight like 20 billion times, but I didn't recognize how it worked. Like, I guess the boss doesn't really take damage until like much later into it. I don't think... We only have Insuladal. We don't have the other one. Problem is I can't bring guard back anymore, so my main damage dealing is out of the picture. Actually, can I swap in a dead party member for a live one? Okay, I can. So, ultimately, I think it's a little too late. Well, not right this second. I'm not dealing damage. I'm taking too much damage to be able to deal the damage that I want to deal. But he'll use a turn to get his MP back, which is fine. Angel Wind on guard, please. And Lucia's up. We're in the fight. We're fine. It's just like it's just that I kind of got a little surprised by how that went. Let's see. That's probably still fine. I don't know if my damage counted until like much later. Is the main issue. He can't have much left. And in fact, he doesn't have any left. Is there still another form, right? Maybe not if we got the EXP. Okay, I can see why Alex likes this fight. It's actually quite good. Now, is there a phase 4, or are we done? For some reason, I thought there were 4 boss fights. My friend, he's also been playing the game, or he had been playing the game. He beat it like, I think maybe about a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna have to probably bust out the Google Lens. Yep. Let's take a look. The instrument, a mere instrument of God trying to corner me. However, this is still not the end. If I go through the gate. This is we're entering the 10% of the game, which is like not translated. If I enter through the Genesis Spirit Core. Now, if there is a phase 4, it's going to be really rough because I'm not going to have the party members in my party I want. Because it's not been localized in English. How did I lose control over you? And the translation efforts have really been mostly in effect for version like 1.0 through 2.1, but like 2.2 onward has been not in full translation status. Not fully translated yet. It's never been marketed as fully completed. It's just that that's how far they got. It's because your power is weakened. At last, my dream has come true. One thing I need to quickly do here. And that is to get my other work computer up. Need to get into an email. It'll give me like 90 seconds. Okay, there's that. Forward my email. I need to send something for my continuing legal education that I'm attending like literally after my stream. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm normally not on this early ever. Yeah, in order to keep your license as an attorney, you have to continually do a certain amount of legal education each year, kind of the same as if you were a doctor. You have to go through a certain amount of like medical training and self-study in order to like retain your licensure. And so that's part of what I'm doing this year. Normally I'd fly out there, but considering I had like a 3-week vacation in Japan, I was not in the mood to like come back immediately a day later, fly out somewhere else. I'm like, I'll just go remote. So that's the reason I'm doing everything here. But it's all through like QR codes and everything else, and I'm trying to send everything to me, so I'm going to be able to attend the conferences, no problem. Yeah, so I've been an attorney for about 13 years now. Yeah, 2013 is when I was licensed. So, and I took the bar exam early. So yeah, I guess then. Oh, this computer doesn't even have internet. That's why I can't access my email. Sorry, I lied when I said 90 seconds. It was supposed to be 90 seconds, but won't take long. Oh, I see the problem. I see the problem. It was trying, I'm like, why am I not logged in? And it's because I'm on the wrong... I'm in Internet Explorer, and Internet Explorer doesn't have my login information. Okay, now we can continue. At least my dream has come true. And let's see what else we've got here. Gotta quickly translate that. Having my own will, my heart trampled upon and being turned into a puppet, manipulated at your whim, was a suffering worse than death. He should know, he already died. He should know more than anyone. Big brother Toma. You've gone back to being my real brother again, haven't you? How dare a ghost resurrected by my power defy me? I'll probably be 50 by the time One Piece finishes. I don't know. It's gonna take a while. I was able to catch up to like chapter 1180 during my vacation. But that's, I don't know how well I'll be able to keep up now. Yeah, I think realistically that's where we've got to be heading. There can't be much left. It's tough because I know that it takes a while for these chapters to come out now, with the breaks and everything else. Quickly seize the branch of the core of creation. He must quickly seize the core of creation into his own hands. He's walking at about the same speed as Toma. Bastard should not pass through this gate. Yeah, let the seed that what remains of me burn just brightly just once more. So he's gonna assume his role as the hero. Stop. I think it's Elbaf. Just because it's supposed to be like Fable backwards, and I would think saying it backwards would kind of would kind of emphasize the in Fable. So I think it's gonna be Elbaf. The translation says, "You damn loser, get out of the way." It seems pretty funny for a big demon guy to say. And Lucia, carry out the hero's duty with your sword, destroy the evil. But if I do such a thing, it'll destroy you too, big brother. This body doesn't seem like it's gonna last much longer. Makes sense as his power is running out. Even though I fell into darkness against my will, if I could be of service to defeating the great evil, there's no better way to end my life. But... Madagascar regains his power, it'll be taken away immediately. I'm so glad I didn't die and have to redo the entire boss fight. Alicia, please, I can still be myself. Yeah, hurry up before we have a phase 4. I don't want to have a phase 4.
私がやるからあなたを
Guard, I'll do
見
it. You
届け
just
て
watch. Well, thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by. I'll create the new world I desire. Tools of God, I'm not getting it right. Sorry, there's only so much interesting stuff I can do during a stream where I'm having to Google Lens everything. I appreciate it. Right in the beard, where it does the most damage. You've grown really strong, and Lucia. It's all thanks to him, the heroes, my guiding ally guard.
全部
I feel as though I've met you somewhere. That's right. There was something I saw in the space between life, a distant and nostalgic sight in Granzadora Castle. Big brother Toma! Thank you for saving my little sister and Lucia. I may give it the 91 out of 100. I wasn't expecting to be moved by the final boss rush as much as I was, especially since I thought like the Anlucia boss fight, the false San Lucia, that was like kind of concluding 2.1 and the 5 phases that were there. I thought that was really kind of like the pinnacle of what Dragon Quest X was really going to throw at you. I do agree that the different forms and, you know, not being able to like overpower phase 1 or anything else to just like free win, having an HP pool that was strong and oh wait, are we going into phase 4 now? Either way, I think it's there. I agree with Alex's score. I was a little bit more hesitant to rise up that high, because 91's basically where I put Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo in terms of its score. And I just, for a while there, I wasn't sure if this game was good enough to really get there. I knew it was extremely good, I just wasn't quite ready to give it that score. But more thoughts will follow. This is, what the heck are they? Hell's Gate. What exactly lies beyond Hell's Gate? Oh, it's claws. You don't need to know. Just leave everything from here on out to me. Like, I recognize that voice. It's claws. What are you doing here? That means going beyond this gate, one of my primary goals. The reason I've been cooperating with you is that so you can eliminate the spirit core of creation so that we can safely go to the world beyond the gate. Good morning, Shockstorm. I don't know if we've won or if there's another form beyond this. Is this your goal? If you have, I'll have to stop you. If there's another form beyond this, I can't imagine what they're going to throw at me next. I think we may have another boss fight after this. Read it, but for now I cannot tell you all about it. I cannot stop the thoughts of evil beings. Either way, you can't stop me. The vengeful spirits of the evil dragons that have possessed the gate. Heart gained being resurrected. I was a survivor of what was called the Dragon Clan, it looks like is what's being said here. Guard Princess and Lucia, you must leave this place immediately. The Demon King Madagascar is gone. Now that he's gone, this place, which has been subject to repeated and unreasonable, I guess, issues, will not last much longer. Basically, to Resident Evil self-destruct sequence that's happening right now. And besides something like that, there's no guarantee that something like that won't appear. I will close Hellgate so that it never opens again. Okay, so maybe we don't have a fight beyond this. Unless we do. Please forgive me, guard. Or maybe we do, I don't know. The battle that awaits you ahead. Okay, yeah, there's a battle. So if I die, I have to do that 150k boss again. We probably won't see each other again. Goodbye, guard. Well, you're right about that. I plan on being done today. Looks like this place is dangerous. I'm worried about crows, but let's hurry and get out of here. Oh, I misread it. They said it's a total of 3 consecutive battles. I thought it was 3 consecutive battles after the first one, so I was expecting 4. So we are done in terms of fighting stuff. I can relax just a little bit. Not a ton, but just a little. The only boss fight is, at this point, is just grabbing Google Lens fast enough. I wonder if it's all going to be cutscene from here on out, because I kind of want to take a break and run to the bathroom after that boss fight, but it's all just been non-stop cutscene. The great demon king Adascora was defeated. With that, the world will become peaceful. The hero's battle is finished, isn't it? Guard, if you hadn't guided me, I never would have been able to fight to the very end. I met you and it was a happy occasion. We helped me, we fought together, bound by a deep bond, as hero, and I'm proud of all of it. We've lost a lot in this battle, but what we forged is the greatest bond, and it can't be replaced by anything else. Truly, thank you, Guard. Now let's return to Grand Zadora. I mean, I think the only way at this point I'm going to be able to cheese any sort of a pause is if I open the Switch menu. That's like the only way I'm going to be able to get. So let me wait until there's like a text box and then I'll do it. It's hard to believe there's like 5 more campaigns after this and a 6th on the way. Just not on offline, but however much I enjoyed this, I recognize that if this offline version kind of destroyed my schedule in my life, I know the online game would be worse. Granted, you're not playing MMOs with the ideas of just trying to reach end credits within like a month or so. Who plays a massive MMO and is like, well, I did everything there was to do in a month? Probably very few people. So it's just not really going to be a one-to-one translation. Yes. At least for the version 2. 2.4 we just finished with the completion of that boss rush, and I believe that's as far as the offline content goes. Now, I have like quest 2, I think 283 to do, as far as like a sub-story, but the main story is done. Finn! Are we gonna watch credits for version 2? Yes, we are! Yeah, I'm gonna agree with the. I think it is a 91. I think it's tough. I'm gonna do my best to kind of explain my score, because you know part of what really shouldn't factor into it is whether the game is like fully translated or not. That's not the game's fault. It's Square Enix's, as I've it's all their fault. That's really the I mean, so it's not, while it's made for some frustrating and, not very interesting streams towards the end, where instead of engaging with the audience, I'm frantically trying to Google Lens before the text goes away while getting motion sick because my hand's not steady and I'm looking through it through the phone and everything. It's just like, towards, I won't lie, the last 2 to 3 streams have been pretty taxing on me. And I think it was like very visibly showing in how I was talking and how I was behaving during the streams. Even though like the content like never got what I would consider to be bad and stale. I think 2.2 is by far bottom of the barrel content. It was quest just for the sake of having quest. It made sense initially to engage with Lendersia and engage with the towns to be able to engage with things, but then 2.2 is like, fill up a pendulum. Why don't you just go out and like fill it all up? Like put all of the quests in there. Do the quests really have anything to do with each other? No. This person wants a flower from a hot springs, and they like the women. Why don't you go to a hot springs and get them the flower so they can reminisce on all the pretty women that were there? And they're like, okay, seems a little bit strange. It'll fill up the pendulum, but like they had like 20 something of those, and it was just really, really arbitrary and boring. The boss fights were solid. They always were solid from start to finish. I'll give my more full review of the entire game in a moment. I'm just kind of looking at the panning camera here because I want to give my full thoughts once I go to the restroom and come back. There are reasons why I think this game can't be higher than 91, and why I was initially thinking it was going to be 90 for a while. I'll kind of go across my entire thought process, and like really when I thought the game started to get really good. I mean, I've been vocal about it before, but it's one of the it's one of the things where I just don't feel guilty engaging with all of the side content. It feels so worth it. Except for fishing. Sorry fishing fans, but all of the fishing quests in the game are like, hey, you fished to level 18. Here's your reward. You could fish to 21. Like, do I get a skill panel or like some kind of a really cool recipe? Or no, you can just fish more. I like maybe beyond version 2 there's something with the fishing. I don't know, but it really didn't seem worth it to like fish to like 40 or anything beyond. It just seemed once you gutted the skill panel gold from the fishing exchange booth and or the costumes you wanted or the recipes, if you happen to be a fan of using whips, there really wasn't any reason to do anything else there in terms of engaging with the fishing. Like all of the rewards were just raises your fishing level even more. Okay, I am going to unplug my, I'm going to make the executive decision to unplug my phone charger. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but my laptop here does need to get its charge back. So, the answer is yes. However, you can gather like sparkling spots on the overworld, just like 9 did, just like 11 did. You can go out and gather materials. You can fish. Fish aren't needed for like any type of crafting. That might have been a way to justify its existence better in the offline version. Maybe it matters a lot more online. But fishing is just basically you can exchange them for fishing points, or you need certain fish to complete a fishing quest. Once you get to fishing level 18, you have to go out and get a certain fish. There's no real benefit to really gathering that particular thing. But you don't have to like mine ores, etc. It's just you can find things like you'd find in Dragon Quest IX or Dragon Quest XI, and I guess now a number of these HD 2D remakes like 1, 2, and 3, those now have the gathering spots as well. So all of those together ultimately form the foundation. But yeah, this was tough. Like, I had to stream this morning. I would have had to wait till May 3rd. As I said at the beginning of the stream, Friday afternoon, I have to relieve my mother from babysitting my nephew, because she's both been babysitting all morning, afternoon, and after I do my continuing legal education, I need to relieve her from that. Saturday, I have to walk before we have 8 days of rain. And then Saturday afternoon, I have my stream of Witchspring R. Sunday, I have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament I forgot about, so I have to attend that. So there's no opportunity to stream on Sunday. And then Monday through Friday, I have various obligations, including existing streams that are already there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Wednesday and Friday, I visit my sister and her husband during the afternoon. And Saturday the following week, I was going to go right back out and walk again, plus I have another stream. So it would have been Sunday, May 3rd, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments are every other weekend. So it was literally, I guess, wake up and start streaming at like 5 a.m. or just think about this game for 9 more days. That was not happening. There was no timeline where I was going to have this game torture me for 9 more days. it needed to be finished. I can't believe, I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to show that to Alex. I literally had Guard's reactivation triggered 2 times in battle. He had 1 round where he attacked 3 times. So I used his limit breaks 3 turns in a row, did like 27,000 damage. I don't understand. And it was... And I don't know if you can only, like, kill the guy in the final form or not. Once he goes through the world making twice. Because it felt like I was just dealing so much damage. Special movie unlocked. Thank you for experiencing the Sleeping Hero, the Guided Allies. We've crafted a special cinematic treat to unveil the secrets of ancient Dragon Lord, all who've conquered the stage. You can view this exclusive movie via Watch Movie in the Adventure Book menu. An ancient dragon lore, a captivating new saga unfurls, introducing a mysterious dragon lineage. Further details, kindly refer to the official website. So this basically, I'm imagining, is going to be Scenario 3. Out of the 7 that currently exist, the 8th that's going to be on its way. So this would be like the next big expansion, is like looking into Claus and his role and everything else. But it looks like this is as far as the offline version would be. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, a new quest, of course, has been added. Yeah, so I have 283, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to do on my own time. I don't have to stream them, the sub-stories. But, like, everything here is done. I'm gonna go save. I have no idea what my true end time is because of having suspend. Like, the game is gonna show, like, over 420 hours, and that's gonna be a lie. So let's go back to Gran Zadoro Town, lock in what we've done, and then I'm gonna yap for a bit, for probably, I don't know, 10 or so minutes, about why my score for this is a 91. Kind of the various ups and downs the game had. I'll probably put it on YouTube, which is why I want to kind of have a little bit of a step away, me come back, and then, like, exposit my thoughts, because I'll have just the portion. I'll probably upload just the portion where I had the final boss fight. And then my final thoughts is a separate video. Because, like, everything in between is just not really going to be that important. Yeah, so there's the double star at 428 hours, of which I would say at least, I would say about 270 of those hours are probably home menu lurking. They're not actual gameplay hours. I think my final time is about 158 hours. That sounds about right in terms of how much time I spent on this, doing like every quest, doing the fishing, doing all of the maze coins, doing all of the other engagements, farming materials early before I found out you could just alchemize Darkonium much later, and me having to go out and grab like 50 Darkonium to smith stuff. That would have been nice to have known ahead of time. Any event, I shall be back momentarily to just talk about my thoughts and explain my score in more detail. So everybody hydrate in the meantime. Shall return shortly. All right, well, I think we should dive into it. It's time to talk about Dragon Quest X and its score, and ultimately why I'm going to recommend it / not recommend it. It's clearly Game of the Year to me. In terms of its score, it ended up being a 91. We're playing the offline version, Dragon Quest X here, the Nintendo Switch edition. Thank you very much, Shockstorm. A game that unfortunately and very tragically has not been localized to the United States. I've had the ability to play every mainline Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 11. And realistically speaking, I think 10 should have had the ability to come out here. The thing was, if this was in the days of Dragon Warrior 7 on the PlayStation 1, where we only had 200,000 copies on the PlayStation 1 sold, and if you have any idea of how many PS1s were sold in the US, and having that kind of an attachment rate, it's not what you would really consider to be any kind of a critical success in that particular area. It never really took off until Dragon Quest VIII. Whether it was the fact that you had the Final Fantasy XII pack-in, as far as like the demo disc that contributed to people's purchasing it, or just the fact that it had like a unbelievably well put together orchestrated music, a fantastic world, very interesting characters, a good depth, good humor, etc. It really wasn't until that era, and more specifically Dragon Quest IX, that I think the United States really had Dragon Quest put on the map. Because Dragon Quest IX sold over 1 million copies here. In terms of whenever we got it, around I believe it was I think it was 2010. I think it was released in. Oops, sorry about that. Apparently my stream was in the background and it echoed there for a minute. I believe it was 2010. I think it was released in 2009 in Japan, but it was localized in 2010 here. And so given the fact that Dragon Quest X is really the perfect kind of a precursor game for the idea, Dragon Quest IX was really a precursor of Dragon Quest X. I think it could have taken off here, and I think that if they had released or localized Dragon Quest X really in the heyday of just like 2 years after they released Dragon Quest IX here, I think it would take off. Even if if Square Enix were to all of a sudden announce good news, we're going to be able to release this game over here, for the 40th anniversary. We're now bringing Dragon Quest X over. I just don't think the attachment rate people that are willing to sign up for that and pay month to month would be nearly as high in 2026 as it would be back whenever that game was released, like right in the Wii era. For a couple of reasons. One of the big ones is that there's just too many other options right now. You had 1 and 2 HD 2D released recently, and not only that, they immediately followed it up with Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. So you have 3 games right now that you have the ability to do, and Square Enix really does not seem to have any real interest in being able to bring this game over. To even play this game, you have to be able to either put it on your Nintendo Switch, because the Nintendo Switch is not region locked in any way, which is like really fun in that regard. So you have the ability to just import a Japanese Switch game, put it into your US Switch. You think with Nintendo, with all of its policies and everything else, and the Nintendo 3DS not being compatible region free, but the DS being region free, that they would have gone back on it with the Switch, but the Switch surprisingly was not that. They were pretty lax with it. Now, Switch 2, on the other hand, there's no chance I'd be able to put it on there and be able to play it or patch in the translation. But the thing is, the translation status right now, it's not fully translated. That's the only reason I'm hesitant to say I recommend the game, but I would recommend holding off for a bit until the translation is more fully fleshed out, just because of the fact that you are going to have to end up waiting for a number of these of the translations to get through. Otherwise, you, like me, will be standing there with Google Lens trying to translate line by line. Now, does quest number 262 about the hot springs and the person whose text needs to be translated actually matter that much? Probably not. But I'm in the business of reading out dialogue whenever I play a game. I'm interested in the story of the game. I was interested in what happened to Athene Village. I was interested in the story of what was going on with these characters, and I noticed that several of these characters that were introduced in quests ended up coming back later for other quests. And I'm like, well, I can't just ignore these people. I have to do that. And I recognize that when people are attending my streams, they don't have their eyes glued to the screen like every second. Some people are doing work in the background. Some people are playing games of their own. I want to give people some kind of an idea of what's happening, what they're missing when they're not eyeing the screen. And so I've really taken to just kind of reading dialogue out when I play. Would it save me a ton of time if I wasn't doing that? Yes, but it's not always about saving time. It's about just trying to be as convenient and try to have as holistic of an experience as I can. Now, let's talk about Dragon Quest X and what makes it so good and interesting. One of the biggest shortcomings that so many games have when you try to have like some sort of an MMO, or you try to have some kind of a big expansive world, is if you try to engage with all of the different content, all of the side quests, like maxing out all of the job classes, going through and upgrading to get like the best gear you can possibly get in the game, you're indirectly punished for it. You are able to go through and do all of those things, but then when you try to go to the main story of the game and you fight the bosses, you hit them one time and they fall over and they start foaming at the mouth. Like, nothing in the game can possibly stand up to you. It makes you not want to do it. It makes you not want to do any side quests. It makes you not want to experiment with a bunch of different classes. Like, I'm remembering what happened with Dragon Quest, with Dragon Warrior 7. When I played it on the PlayStation 1, I ended up having, like, God Hand's ability, and it broke the game, like, wide open. The balance was completely lost. The balance was completely gone. And I'm like, I never should have engaged with the main content of this game in this way, because it completely destroyed the integrity of having a legitimate challenge. The beauty of 10 is that you can do everything. You can craft whatever you want. You can max out all of the jobs you want and have their innate stat bonuses transfer to other classes. You can make the best classes in the game. You can go through all of the side quests to get all of the stat seeds and all of the everything, and the game will still challenge you. It will still stand up to you. You don't have to go off into the weeds, into the side content, and like the maze coins where you can fight bosses of your choosing in order to find the challenge. Once you got past version 1, which is kind of like which is really the game's sandbox, and you go to version 2, it absolutely explodes. Everything challenges you, and it's wonderful. You don't get bored, like in the sense that, like, oh, the setup for every fight is the same and it's gonna go perfectly, nothing is gonna possibly go wrong. I have such an insane build, guys, nothing's gonna happen to me. Things will happen to you. The characters, being able to cancel turns, being able to do things to be able to do attack debuffs or damage debuffs become absolutely invaluable tools for a lot of these endgame fights. The biggest litmus test and the biggest incentive for me for wanting to engage in any sort of game is, does the end justify the means? Does it become worth it to engage in all of the side content? Does it become worth it to do all of these things? Is it worth it to go through 3 quests if it means having another one of these boss fights? And throughout the entire game, all 280 something quests, the answer is overwhelmingly been yes. It's been extremely fun to play. I would go so far as to say you will realistically have the most challenge with bosses in this game out of probably almost any other Dragon Quest that's out there currently. I'm sure there are arguments that could be made for like the Ness Arizoma or other things of that particular nature, but with this game's difficulty challenges, draconian options enabled, which I did enable the hard mode. Like, there was no way I was gonna go soft on this game, and I'm glad I didn't. Like, the game certainly wasn't going soft on me, so I didn't try to go soft on it. I gave everything I had, and the game pushed back with everything it had. It was a very good symbiotic relationship that enabled me to continue to play it, even if I had to hold up Google Lens and translate things towards the very end. Again, that's not the game's fault. It doesn't affect the game's score in any way to have like patches of it non-translated, because that's just, it's my own fault for not being able to speak Japanese or read Japanese thoroughly. So it's not the game's fault. Why the game doesn't go? If I'm praising the game this much, why doesn't it get a 100? Why am I not just being like best game of all time? A couple of reasons. Number one, and realistically one of the biggest reasons right now, and I think we can, the best illustration of it is going to be able to be seen like if we just leave town and go somewhere that will have like some sort. Let's go, for example, to like the Anasim Cave. We'll use that as an example, and because it's going to illustrate the problem here with what the mainline content gets relegated to. So we'll go ahead and jump down here in this well to be taken to this particular dungeon area. As you can see, the way that this game works kind of operates the same way as the Dragon Quest IX era of content, which is that you are engaging with seeable enemies on the map. Some of them have the ability to aggro you. You can fight them. You can ignore them, but you're generally able, this, for all intents and purposes, are the dungeons that are available in this game. That is really, really convenient if you are on the go. You want to get through a dungeon quickly, but it is, for me, especially around version 2.0, it became kind of miserable in a way. There was no reason to fight anything. Once you were strong enough past version 1 and you got the experience and everything you needed, dungeons were just, you run past everything. That's not what I want in an RPG experience. RPGs are supposed to be a mix of story and, a dungeon and some bosses, and you need to mitigate and apportion your resources properly when you're fighting things in dungeons, and then you hope you brought enough with you to be able to take on the boss. And having an entire chunk of dungeoning gone just means you're just dodging obstacles in hallways. Dungeons in Dragon Quest X are just don't step on the landmine in a hallway the game. Some of the later dungeons in 2.3, whenever you got to the 2.3 content, started to try to introduce more levels, almost like puzzle elements, more like maze-like aspects of it. And that was good. That was it was better when it tried to do that. But dungeoning just isn't the same when you have seeable enemies like this. It just feels like you're just kind of doing a hallway simulator, the game, where I would like to have a bit more engagement with my content. Bosses can't be the end-all be-all. If bosses were the end-all be-all, I would have given Expedition 33 like a, probably the same score everybody else gave it. But for me, it was like, did getting to the bosses, was everything I had to do to get to the bosses, navigating these areas with no maps, going through these different areas and sections, was all of that worth the boss fights ended up fighting? And I've gone on this subject several different times, but for me, the answer was no. It was not worth it. It was not enough. It didn't feed into itself enough to be able to do it. Now, admittedly, the boss fights in this I feel are more fun than Expedition 33. People's mileage definitely are going to vary on that. But I never got tired of this game's bosses. They always threw something new into the mix. They always were interesting, and they were a lot of fun. Yeah, it was interesting because, again, up until that point, everything was a hallway. Everything was a hallway. Now, the end of 2.1 threw in a very, very, threw in like several different sigils with boss rooms you needed to clear to activate the sigils before you had like the 5-part finale boss fight, which was like up until like the end game portion of 2.4 was the best part. Like this, and like I literally at the end of that 5-part finale where I needed to use Ann Lucia, where mind you, I had never touched Ann Lucia as a character. None of her skills were developed. Nothing was done. Like that, I went at the end of that and I'm like, this is the best part of playing 10. Like this was like the best part of I had encountered out of any part previously. Now granted, there's even more you can do online, but I purposely handicapped myself. I named my character an English name, meaning I can never transfer my file over to online, because I knew if I was addicted to this, I was going to destroy myself by playing the online version and all the other stuff and everything else. And I'm just like, I'm 37 years old. I have a full-time plus job. I cannot MMO. I just cannot do that right now. I have to look out for what I'm able to do. It's kind of why I step back from a lot of challenges, because I'm like, if I do challenges in like Deltarune and things like that, what if I don't get the challenge? Well, then I'm gonna try again. What if I don't get it the next time? Well, then I'm gonna try again. And before you know it, I've tried again many hours, and I can't. If I'm at a point like maybe 10 years from now where I'm able to kind of step away from work and consider what I might consider to be like a retirement. Not where I do zero work. I don't want to be like slovenly, but where I'd be able to kind of work on my own terms rather than just like working a full-time plus schedule. Maybe I can consider that if I can, I can look into some kind of a balance like that. But right now, out of the question. Never playing an MMO. I can't do it. I just don't have the time. But overwhelmingly, the skills, the abilities you get, the classes, you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I will say this, the mainline content is probably not gonna challenge you in version 1. Not until you get to the very, very, very final dungeon and you fight the final boss of that dungeon right before you go to version 2, are you going to get a taste of, oh, was worth doing that side content. This really is a hard fight. And so for most of version 1, you're kind of going to have to go off the beaten path to be able to find a lot of the fights. But the fact that this game is tied to very rote and repetitive quests based off of its MMO nature being set up to going from an MMO to a non-MMO, and the fact that this game basically becomes, you don't have to fight anything in version 2 of the game. You can just run past everything, just avoid all of these obstacles that are out here. I can't say the game is perfect. I think those are really the things that for a while there made me think this game's a 90. It's going to lose like 10 points of fun value because of the rote and monotonous quests and the fact that you aren't really going to have like a dungeon experience that's or fighting enemies in the overworld experience like you would have if you played the game at the very, very start. So, but it went up to a 91. And that's where I think the game, belongs. I think people's mileage is going to vary. Some people are not going to believe it because of like the game's like not translated. But like I said, it's not the game's fault. It's not translated. It's Square Enix. All you can really do is let them know you're interested. It seems like they've been releasing this game on multiple Nintendo consoles. Like they released the Wii Edition, the Wii U Edition, the Switch Edition. I know they're getting ready. They released the All-in-One collection, which was 1 through 7 in Japan. And I know that version 8 is coming out. So I'm wondering if they probably will just have that as DLC for like the All-in-One collection. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. Will they ever do an offline edition for all of it? I don't know. Maybe when the servers shut down in the future they might, but like I have no idea. Are we going to get it? Probably not. I mean, it's have you seen how much dialogue there is in this game? Alex and I were talking about it, and like it would be awesome if we were to get this game localized. But like even people after years of trying to fully translate this game have not been able to tackle this monster fully. Like, I just don't see Square Enix pooling their resources, especially after the flops they've had with their mainline Final Fantasy games and the 7 Rebirth. Well, flops for them. Like, for anybody else, those sales would have been awesome, but when you pour in as much money as Square Enix, it's a flop. I just don't think they're going to experiment with like an MMO on the West. I just don't think they're going to do it. And I think with everybody kind of on edge right now, pricing wise, with everything, with like with everybody's monthly plans and the cost of RAM and everything else, I think everyone is a lot more suspicious and less willing to go, okay, I want to pay this much money per month, every month, to be able to engage with this. I just think that's a lot harder of an ask, especially when people are like, well, I've got FF14, and that's, that's never, that's a tried and true for me, and I'm like, that's fine. By the time I retire, most of it will be translated by an actual person. Yeah, luckily enemies don't seek me out. I don't know if I agree. I wanted to feel like I was engaging with the dungeon more, rather than just, well, I'm gonna, dodge these obstacles in a hallway. I was just kind of explaining that a couple of minutes ago, Mackenzie. That actually to me was a negative. I wanted random, and I would have loved random encounters. I know that would have made dungeons take a lot longer, but I would have loved it. I would have liked, something that made it seem like I had some level of engagement still with the game beyond just like, oh boy, it's time to finally fight that boss. It's going to make everything worth it. Did it make everything worth it? Yeah, it did. But I would have liked for like the encounters and things on the world map to have meant something. They did at the very, very start of version 1 and midway through it, and then they just stopped mattering. You did not have to engage with them ever again. But yeah. I mean, these enemies they're barely going to move, and even if they attack me, it doesn't matter. What does matter is this. I'm done streaming Dragon Quest X. It is not the longest Dragon Quest stream that I've ever done. That's still Dragon Warrior 7 with 24 streams. And keep in mind, like, all of the grinding, the class points and things I was getting, that was all off-stream stuff. It was 24 streams of on-screen stuff that I had to do. But yeah, this is, nobody can say I haven't celebrated Dragon Quest 40th anniversary this year with 3 that I did last year, the 1 and 2 HD, 2D that I tried to do, and then this. I've basically paid my dues. I have no interest right now in playing the Reimagined, just because last year I played 7, and I mean, even though the Reimagined is going to be faster, I just have no reason to want to play the next iteration of it. It's like playing Persona 3, and then like having FES, and then having Reload come out the following year. That's not something that happened to me. No, I mean, that's not a part of my stream history. I'm sure that's never happened. Yeah, but yeah, that was the thing that happened, and I immediately was like, of course, didn't do that, and then I did not play Reload because I just played it recently. So, but yeah, so here's what's gonna happen. Tomorrow, we have more Witch Spring R, where the witch is gonna be pie this, pie that, and I'll be like, shut your pie hole. Like that wordplay. And then we're gonna be back on Monday. Monday, I am going out to dinner with my family. I'll come back. I'll have my stream pictures, and I'll be able to show stream pictures, my vacation pictures. So for those of you who want me to spill the beans about what happens at Dragon Quest Island on the Awaji Islands, I will explain. Like, I have no photography of like the fights themselves or the boss fights, because they're not allowed, and I don't want to spoil the the surprise of how that works. But I want to explain exactly what the Zoma quest was, because as of today it's retired. Well, technically as of yesterday in Japan it was retired, but they were April 23rd was the last day of the Zoma campaign. And I was able to catch that on my vacation. I think they did another version, so I'm assuming everything on the island is going to be reimagined, just like Dragon Warrior 7. But I want to explain like exactly what happened, show off the merchandise, show off everything else. But yeah, I'm in no hurry to play anything else Dragon Quest related. The only thing I would consider playing at this time is Monsters 3, because Alex gifted me that game like 3 years ago, and I still haven't played it. Largely because of my aversion to playing anything on Steam, because of OBS's propensity to freeze anytime I do anything, or sneeze wrong, or open a window wrong, or anything. But I think with this computer, maybe it can work. I mean, Witch Spring R didn't seem to have any OBS freezes, knock on wood. But we'll see ultimately where things go. But yeah, that officially brings my streaming of Dragon Quest X to a close. I will off-stream do the remaining 5 quests, so I can fully say I did everything that there possibly was to do with this game. And officially, for my purposes, mentally say I'm done. Streaming-wise, I'm done with mainline content. There's nothing else to really show off for any of you. I do think some of the story beats are immensely sad. I do think the town of Saled was really, really my favorite town. The idea of one reality having children that were, alive, and the other one being, in actuality, they're all dead. And just the two sides kind of reconciling with that, the engagement with one another. That was by far the area that caught my interest the most. I think they had some very good emotional moments in that arc. I think it's cool that we're not the hero. And now, granted, it's an MMO, so it makes sense. You can't just have yourself and then Buttkicker 87 join your party and be like, I'm the hero of the game. No, I'm the hero. So it makes sense that, and I never really thought about it because I never really play a whole lot of MMOs, but it makes sense that your main character wouldn't be the hero. I will say at the time it was a shock to me. I was expecting to be the main hero of the game. The game starts with, there's this legend. I'm prophesizing that this village will, everyone in this village will die, and there'll be exactly one survivor. And I was thinking to myself, well, either A, nobody in that village is either A, we're going to avert that prophecy, or B, everyone in the village is going to die, but we're going to survive. And I was wrong on both counts. Everybody in the village did die, and there was one survivor, but we weren't it. We died at the very, very start of the game. And, you know, finding out that Lucia's the true hero, and like how we're having to support her, and how she really comes to become a really powerful character. One of the best characters in the game, honestly. She has just so many tools. She's so good. And it's just, you know, it's just massively good. I think it's worth experiencing, but wait a couple of years. I would wait until the translation status is further along. It's not fully ready for everyone's consumption. I didn't want to wait. This just seemed like a good time to play it. I've been curious about 10 for ages. And now I know, or at least I know 1 and 2. I don't know anything beyond, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in terms of the other, you know, parts of it. But, you know, had a very good time with it. Very, very good time. Despite what you may have observed with the translation status, you know, stream, 17, 18, and part of 19. Overall, the game has been a lot of fun. But that's it. I need to get ready for my continuing legal education. I need to log into the CLE courses to be able to watch the videos. So I'm going to call it here. And I appreciate everybody's company that decided to come in this morning. It is a Friday, I'm having to tell myself, because I can't really keep track of the days because of the CLE and everything else. So everybody enjoy their weekend. I will be back tomorrow with Witchspring R, and we'll go ahead and continue that game. And I wish everyone the best. And thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Thanks for that.